Well, hello and welcome back to Supposedly Fun. My name is Greg. It's been about a week since I posted anything, and I apologize for that. But if you live in America, you understand it has been a week, just a whole week. We're on day 4 of the election, and things are starting to look like they're becoming clear, which is nice. I got my blue on, and I finally felt mentally capable of filming a video and talking to you guys, and I'm feeling good to be back. Hopefully by next week I can get on more of a regular schedule. It's just, again, if you live in the U.S., and I know a lot of people who don't live in the U.S. who have been feeling stressed with everything going on right now. So a lot of you probably, if you're watching this, you probably get it. So thank you. I got a lot of kind words of support and people understanding the amount of stress. That's great. I am also hoping to be caught up on comments, or at least catch up on comments, or be better about keeping up with comments, because that's one thing. It has been such a mental effort to keep up with posting videos regularly that I haven't really been good about keeping up with comments, and that was something I really enjoyed doing. So I need to get back to that. And it's funny because when you get stressed about things, you drop things that you actually enjoy. But anyway, so we'll see what's going on with the election. Things are looking good in my opinion at the moment, but we'll see. I think it's let's not talk about it. So that's its own thing. One thing I do want to say that is election related, on top of everything I've previously said, is that I just learned this morning that Stacey Abrams writes romance novels under the pseudonym Selena Montgomery. And I am absolutely going to be supporting her by purchasing at least one of her books. I had said that I need to read a romance novel as part of my Read Outside Your Comfort Zone, like a non-gay LGBTQ themed romance novel, as part of my Read Outside Your Comfort Zone challenge. And so we're going to get into my reading life, which is a mess. But I just want to throw that out there because I did not know that. And I would love to support her. I think she's been a great figure throughout this election cycle, and an important figure. And I want to throw some respect in her direction. And especially since the genre she writes in ties in with something that I really need to get to for my reading year, and there's not much time left, so I have to get to that. But that's, when we get to the reading portion of the Friday reads. So by the way, I figured that the easiest way to work my way back into video posting would be to do something that doesn't require a lot of thought, doesn't require a lot of thinking, that it doesn't take up a lot of time. I can just talk, and what's better for that than a Friday reads? And what better than to just do my weird Greg Logic thing of doing a Friday reads on a Saturday, where I film it on Friday but post it on Saturday. So that's exactly what I'm doing. And so basically my reading life is a mess right now. I have not read a page of any book since Monday. And as I said, it is Friday when I film this. So yeah, it's like that. And I had started an audiobook on Sunday. Haven't listened to it at all since Sunday. So basically, I got a lot of nothing, but let's go through all of the nothing. So, because I think this will also be helpful hopefully it'll be interesting for you, but it'll also be good for me because it will help me reorient myself with my reading and figure out where I am, what I'm doing, all that. And one thing, I had been doing Friday Reads videos very consistently in the month of September, and then I kind of got away from them in October. A lot of that was election stress, but part of that was also that I felt like in September, I really enjoyed doing the Friday Reads and having these kind of weekly check-ins and being able to be a little bit chatty. But what happens is by the end of the month, I feel like I've already talked about everything I've been reading, so the monthly wrap-up starts to feel unnecessary. And I don't really know how to reconcile that. So either I need to do less Friday reads so the wrap up is more meaningful and not just me talking about the same books you've heard every week, or I need to rethink the monthly wrap up. And if you have thoughts about what you would prefer, please let me know, because this channel is for me and my reading, and it's something that I like, but it's also for you. And hopefully we can find mutual ground where the stuff that I like to produce is the stuff that you like. So, like I said, I like doing both. I like doing the monthly wrap up, and enjoyed doing the Friday reads. So, if you have thoughts on which you prefer, or a way to balance the two, so it doesn't feel like I'm just repeating the same thing every week, let me know. Hit up the comment section down below, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we're heading to the end of the year. We're in November now. We have the holidays coming, Thanksgiving, and we're still in the pandemic, and it's going to be interesting. We had a huge snowstorm in Montana, and it's melted now, but it's supposed to snow again on Sunday, which is going to be fun. But so we were hoping that the nice weather was going to hold out, so we could, because we have a friend who's elderly and high risk. She's in her mid 70s, and she's been pretty much in lockdown all year. We were hoping that the weather was going to be nice enough that we could have Thanksgiving in a backyard and be socially distant. I don't know if that's going to pan out, but the reason I'm bringing this up is, we're all making sacrifices, and in this year, because it is what it is. And if having a socially distant backyard Thanksgiving is not in the cards, then it's going to be what it's going to be, and we'll have to, there will always be Thanksgiving next year, and we'll just have to recheck in then, and hopefully everything will be okay. We'll see. It's interesting times to live in, which I know everybody who has lived at any point in time can say, but it is interesting times. So that's about everything. I hope you're staying healthy. Hope you're staying warm if it's cold where you are. And I know lockdown went back into effect in the UK. I hope everybody out there is doing all right, and everyone is keeping things together. So let's head into the Friday Reads portion of this video, where we talk about the actual reading that has been going on, or not been going on as it is. So the first thing, again, I don't have the dust jacket because I don't use dust jackets when I'm reading hardcover books. Shuggie Bain, I've been doing this as a buddy read with Amelia Reads. We are halfway through, and we had our check-in on Monday, and then the election happened, and I haven't been back. It's been stalled there. And one thing we had been talking about was that because of all the stress going on, the process of reading this has been kind of dragged out a little bit. And we think that we were going to try to speed up a little bit. So we have to try to do that. But I'm loving this book a lot, and really can't wait to get further into it. And, well, I'm halfway, but I really can't wait to finish it, because I think this is going to be one of my favorite books of the year, for sure. And I can't wait to see how it develops in the ending. Well, hello, awkward cut. So basically, pandemic life. I thought I was home alone. I thought I had time to film a video, and everybody came home. So here we are, finishing up in the library. Pardon the awkward cut. Anyway, so we discussed Shuggie Bain. Really looking forward to continuing that, finishing it. I really think this is going to be one of my favorite books of the year. And I hope it does well, at least in the National Book Award, where it is a finalist, and even the Booker Prize. It would be really interesting to see what happens if it ends up winning both, because they are announced back-to-back on the 17th and the 18th, I believe. So we'll see what happens with that. Actually, now, since I'm in the library, the dust jacket is right here. So there you go. Moving on into other things. So my buddy read of Love by Toni Morrison was supposed to start this week. It is actually starting this week. I'm reading this with Britta Bowler. I have not actually started it yet, because we're going to check in this weekend. So and we're going to go chapter by chapter. So or 2 chapters by 2 chapters. And go from there. And with everything going on this week, I hadn't started. And because of election stress, I thought I was behind, and messaged Britta in a panic to tell her that I was behind. And she had to remind me, no, you're good. So thank you, Britta. And I'm looking forward to starting this, because this is also one of the books that I said I must read by the end of the year. And I'm looking forward to it. What else? Oh, I have not made any progress in Burnt Sugar at all in about 2 weeks, maybe 3, because I with stress leading into the election, I really just was not making, and I needed to focus on things that I was finishing Love in the Time of Cholera, Shuggie Bain was going on, and I needed to put my bandwidth on those because I'm enjoying them, but because, well, I wasn't enjoying Love in the Time of Cholera much, but they were buddy reads, and I had to prioritize those. So I'm looking forward to getting back to Burnt Sugar. I still want to read it. I'll probably really start picking this one back up once I finish Shuggie Bain, which will hopefully be soon, because like I said, we were planning on trying to accelerate our progress through it, and that'll free up some time for Burnt Sugar. Hopefully by the end of the month. We'll see what happens. With that, the audio that I started on Sunday is actually The Left Hand of Darkness. This is another one of the books that I said I must read by the end of the year, and I had originally planned to read the 5th season first, but the 5th season is not available on audio, and Left Hand of Darkness is, so here we are, sue me. And I did not really get far enough in to render an opinion on it at all, so stay tuned. Now that the election stress is hopefully starting to die down, I can get a little further into it. I think I made it just about under an hour into the audiobook, so there's still a lot to come in this. But the writing is fantastic, I will say that, and I'm looking forward to it very much. I had mentioned that I got a copy of Weather by Jenny Offill and I had not really made any progress, and it was actually really irritating me when I tried to read it in the month of October. It is due back at the library, and I think what I'm going to do at this point is just return it and revisit the idea of reading it at some point, because I don't think it's a Jenny Offill. I think it's me and the stress level I've been working under. But at this point, I have so much else on my plate that I think I'm just going to return this to the library, maybe get back on a hold list for it, and revisit it sometime in 2021, because I really liked The Department of Speculation, which was Jenny Offill's previous book, and I think it's not necessarily her. I think it's me and the stress level I've had, but it's due back at the library, and I don't think they're doing late fees right now because of the pandemic, but I don't want to keep holding on to it just for the sake of holding on to it. So that's where I'm at with this. I'm probably I'll make a decision at the end of this weekend if I'm going to return it or, what have you. And then I actually got access to an ebook that I had put on hold, An Extraordinary Union, I believe by Alyssa Cole. This was something that Kazan from Always Doing had recommended to me, so I could hit my romance novel brief for my Read Outside Your Comfort Zone challenge, and I got access to it, I think on Sunday or Monday, and I haven't touched it, so I need to work on that as well. So hopefully that gives you an idea. There's a lot going on. I have a lot of irons in the fire, and I really just need to start getting back to it, and hopefully this weekend that process will begin, and we'll see how that goes. Looking ahead, there are 3 other books on my must 2020 list, and those are Beloved, which is going to be a buddy read in December with Amelia, the person I'm reading Shuggie Bain with. By the way, I kept saying, I have always pronounced it Shuggie Bain, but I saw a video with Douglas Stuart where he was talking about some of his favorite Scottish books, and he pronounces it Shuggie Bain. So I'm trying to make a conscious effort to say Shuggie, not Shuggie. And it's not going great, but I'm still trying. Anyway, so Beloved is on the docket for December. Hopefully, if I can get Love finished this month and The Left Hand of Darkness finished, I'll only have 3 other must books left. Beloved is going to happen because it's a buddy read, and then we have Nervous Conditions by Tsitsi Dangaremga and The 5th Season by N.K. Jemisin, and I'm really looking forward to all of them. And you know what? Because of the stress level, if that's all I finish in 2020, I'm fine with that. It'll be okay. That's going to be just fine. And then maybe if I can get them done a little bit early, I can start working off of my maybe pile, but my phone is propped up on my maybe pile right now, so I can't hold it up to you. There's some big books on that, and I'm thinking the big ones are probably not going to happen, and those are The House of the Spirits by Isabel Allende, The Mirror and the Light by Hilary Mantel, Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. Those are almost certainly going to be 2021 books at this point. I think I am still going to hold on to The Mirror and the Light as an option for like a cold winter's night type of book. Like if there's a nice snowy weekend in January or February, something I can just curl up with and hang out with, and get a lot of reading done on the couch that weekend. But, that's very much to be determined. We'll see I don't know what the weather is going to be like in January and February. And then, I don't know. So if I can get these things, maybe minus weather, off my plate, I can start working on my maybe pile, or maybe just call it a year. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, so that's kind of the plan. There are some shorter books on my maybe pile that I would still really like to get to, like Gachar Gochar by Vivek Shanbang, The Secret Lives of Church Ladies by Disha Phil, Conditional Citizens, Leila Lalami, and Angels in America is a play, so it should read quickly. So that is something I would like to get to. But we'll see. All of that is to be determined. So that's my overwhelming amount of like reading and non-reading that I've had this week. And, I guess I would love to hear how your reading week has been going. If you've been stressed, how are you planning to get back? This is usually when I would turn to comfort reading, like pull out a Sue Grafton, but I don't have the one that I need. The next one is G is for Gumshoe, and I don't have it here on my shelf. So can't do that. I think An Extraordinary Union, the romance novel that I have access to, might come in handy for that. And then, but I'm really enjoying Shuggie Bain. Shuggie Bain is heavy and emotional, so it's not like it's not a good book to like get you back in a mental health space that will be conducive to reading. But I'm really enjoying the book. It's a very beautiful book. I think it's very well written. And so I think the quality of the books that I'm reading right now is enough. There's just so much. And this is usually when I would turn to Sue Grafton. But with everything on my plate right now, and the fact that I'm missing the one that's next, I feel like that's going to have to wait for the time being. But anyway, as I said, I would love to hear how your reading life is going, what you got going on, what you've been reading, what you've been stressing over, and all of that stuff. Let's have catharsis in the comment section down below. Again, I'm going to try to be better about responding to comments now that the election is over-ish, ? We'll see. So, as always, I really appreciate your time. I appreciate your patience. As I think I posted one video last week and one video this week. I'm going to try to get back to our regular schedule. And as always, I will be back. Until next time, happy reading.